Hi, I'm Robin Trimingham, and I'm here with Bill Storie, the founder of Olderhood.com. You're listening to Radio Olderhood, Retirement Happiness, a continuing series. So, Bill, what's on your mind today?
Hi Robin, hi everybody else. This week in the Retirement Happiness column on olderhood.com, we were writing about, I guess, the word appreciation. I think that was the sort of key word, and that, we've already discussed that there are many aspects and features, elements perhaps of happiness, of retirement happiness, but one of the stronger features we think, or we seem to believe from what we hear from people, is that everybody wants more money to be happy, and everybody wants to be healthy to be happy, etc. But realistically speaking, simple things like appreciation, just being appreciated by people, whether that's family or whether that's friends, or just even going to the grocery store, just to be appreciated, seems to be a very, very strong thing that people would crave, that they would really like to just simply
So,
be
do you
appreciated.
think that a lot of our members are feeling that they're not appreciated?
Oh, I think so. I think that in everyday life, because life is hectic nowadays. It's very fast paced, whether it's because of technology or economic situations, or just general lifestyle, that people are going at 200 miles an hour, and frankly they don't have time to stand and
I'm about to throw you a curveball here because I've actually read a lot about this and thought a lot about this, and here's what I think. I think that you really, unfortunately, cannot control whether or not other people will appreciate your efforts at the time that you're doing things for them, or that at the time that you're around and able for people to talk to you. I think at the end of the day that you have to learn to appreciate yourself. I think you have to decide who you are, what you stand for, and be true to yourself. And if you can get up in the morning and look in the mirror and say, I'm a good person, I've helped people, and I have a contribution that I can make today, and I will make it whether anybody's watching or not. That, I think, is the key to real happiness.
Well, I think, I actually agree with that to some extent, because how many times have you heard people, as they've approached retirement or just as they're getting older, say things like, well, nowadays I just say what I want to say. I don't really care what people think. I just go on with it, and I just do the things I want to do. And I
You
want to
see,
say things.
that I agree with you, is what an awful lot of older people do, and I also truthfully really believe that's a huge mistake, because what you're describing is a really deep sort of selfishness. I still think that even if you're older, even if you've helped people along the way, that you shouldn't get up one morning and just say, you know what, I'm done with all that. I'm just going to live for me.
But I think you're right that it is a mistake to some extent, but it never manifests itself. Those people who say I don't care anymore, they're really, they're just saying it. They don't do that.
I think those people only hurt themselves at the end of the day, because they damage their relationships, they sever their friendships, and they are the loser from that.
Yeah.
They never really succeed in teaching anybody a lesson or getting even with anybody. The only person they harm are themselves.
I agree if they do that, but my point is that I think that they do not do that. I think they say that they do that, but they do not do that, because I don't believe, by and large, I don't believe that people, as they get older, change that dramatically. I mean, if you've been a nice person, let's say, all your life, you don't sort of reach age 60 or 65 and say, okay, I'm going to be a bad person, or I don't care what anyone else thinks.
You know what? I don't think anybody gets up in the morning saying, oh, I think I'll be bad today.
Yeah, I do. I think people say that, though. I think they say that I don't care what anybody else thinks nowadays, I'm just going to say what I think. Well, that's fine.
Oh, I've met people who do it though.
Oh well.
Maybe we don't know the same people.
I guess so.
But I have definitely met some people who take
think
that
you have to do
approach
that,
on a
yeah.
regular basis.
You have to do that.
But I think what they don't do is I think that they don't actually stop caring what other people say or what other people think. And I think that's where they harm themselves the most. They're going around shoveling it out and wondering why the world isn't treating them better.
Well, that's right, because that goes back to the word appreciation. So on the one hand, while they may say that they don't care what people think, they actually crave people saying, hey, that was very nice, or thank you very much, or, I appreciate what you did for me, or I appreciate that comment, or I appreciate your advice. And even those grumpies who have said, I don't care what people say, actually they love the idea that they are, fully
that they're
appreciated.
needed.
That they're needed. That's what it is. It goes back to need.
It goes
right.
back to the very old adage: you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And I think that applies in more than one way in this situation. What I think people forget is that, especially if you're talking to younger people or people who have less experience than you do in any particular area, you can tell them to the best of your ability, what they might consider doing, or try to offer wisdom or, support. But it doesn't really mean that the person you're talking to is ready to hear what you have to say. Sometimes a short amount of time or a long amount of time has to go by before that person recalls the conversation and goes, oh, that's what they were trying to tell me on this particular situation. The thing is, though, if you stop trying to support other people, to be there for them, to be of assistance, then the opportunity for learning never occurs.
And does that depend on how old the horse is?
Well, they say that a fire horse, and unfortunately, you and I and a few of the listeners are the only ones who are old enough to know what a fire horse is. That they say that a fire horse will hear the bell and run for the fire till the last day of its life.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I think maybe you and I still could learn a few new tricks.
So old horses can be appreciated.
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
and useful.
Excellent.
So maybe that's a good point for us to stop for today.
Okay.
Don't forget to check out our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/olderhoodcom. We'll look forward to talking to you again next week.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.